Hey everyone, Simon back here again today for the Modern Awakened Perspective, your map for the path to enlightenment. And I have a couple videos for you today, a couple stories that I thought were pretty interesting. The first one's about an opioid drug company founder who was convicted and found guilty for doing some shady stuff there to help promote his drug. Now, before I get into this story, please give me a thumbs up if you like this sort of content. Also, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. If you have, I do appreciate your support. And I'm getting close to the 500 number mark for as far as number of subscribers. So if you guys can help me push over this milestone, that would be greatly appreciated. Now let me go ahead and get into this story. Again, it's about a drug company and its dirty founder and his shady tactics. So John Kapoor, billionaire founder of a drug company that made a powerful synthetic opioid, has been found guilty of bribing doctors to prescribe the dangerous painkiller to patients who did not even need it. Now, this is the first conviction of a pharmaceutical chief over the country's opioid epidemic. A Boston jury also found Kapoor guilty of defrauding insurance companies in a push to sell his drug, Subsys. Now, I have rearranged this here. Prosecutors of Kapoor and Subsys said the company called Insys employed a strategy of hiring doctors as speakers at educational seminars as a way to pay these doctors millions of dollars to prescribe high doses of Subsys to patients who did not even need it. The seminars were nothing more than a cover for the payment to the corrupt doctors. The company's strategy was to target doctors known to dispense pills without too many questions at so-called pill mills. Now, Subsys is a spray made from fentanyl, a synthetic opioid many times stronger than morphine. Now, I'm sure you guys have heard and seen about fentanyl on the news. It seems that fentanyl has caused tons of overdose deaths in the U.S. over the last few years as dealers mix it with other drugs like heroin. Now, fentanyl comes into the country through the southern border and is one of the many reasons we need a wall built to keep this dangerous drug off the streets. I think something like 90% of all this drug fentanyl comes across through the southern border. Now, the drug Subsys was approved for terminal cancer patients, but the company targets sales of more profitable market of those with non-life-threatening chronic pain. Prosecutors said that fueled the opioid epidemic and cost lots of lives in the country. Four other executives of the drug company Insys were also convicted on similar racketeering charges and face up to 20 years in prison. On Thursday, this is in addition to the story here. On Thursday, the drug distributor McKesson agreed to pay $37 million to settle a lawsuit to West Virginia after flooding that state with millions of opioid pills without abiding by proper controls. It seems anger is mounting over how corporations have spent years paying civil lawsuits as, quote, the cost of doing business, while making huge profits by mass prescribing drugs illegally and failing to obey laws that are intended to prevent the drug's misuse. So, like I said, I thought this was an interesting story that finally some of these drug company founders of these highly addictive and very strong opioid drugs are being held accountable and held responsible for the loss of life and for the damage to the community. So as usual, the comment section will be open. If you guys have any comments about this story or about anything else, feel free to comment and we can start a discussion. I try to answer or comment back to as many comments as possible. So that's the story from my perspective. I'll see you guys on the next video.